Well, to most people, they always wait for a little bit, but let's just get right to it. If you've logged in and you've seen this, you can always watch it a little bit later if you missed anything. But these are brand new mics, MXL R144s. You can buy them right now at Sweetwater. They used to be 99 bucks, but I think because of our current time, and I heard things went up 12% of something, but these are 112 now, so they cost more. These are brand new MXL 144s. They come in these cases with a clip, and you can buy them brand new. So for, I'm gonna say maybe close to 3-4 years, the ticket has always been for my buds and people I know as producers to grab these, and I can make them sound, well, I wouldn't say like $1,000,000, but I think great ribbons start. I'm not talking about the used market. If you're talking about brand new ribbons that are insane, you can talk anywhere between $700, $800, $900 up to $1,400 that are priced fair and reasonable. These mics, once again, these are like $99 or listed as, like I said, now they're 112, a little bit up in price, but they don't look green. They're actually, do I have one around here? Let me see. Hold on a second. Nope, I don't have one around here. Usually they're blue. So these mics are blue, and I started doing these silver wired mics where I replaced everything with solid silver inside. I painted it green, and then someone asked me for another green, and then now I just did a whole batch. I have like 2 more before I got to do them again. So these are the bodies, names inside. And so I think it was about 12 I had that were green. And I'm not, these aren't for sale. These are from someone that's already picked them up and sent them to me. The color is just green, but the most of the work is regarding the ribbon. So you can buy these at Sweetwater. And if you live in the United States, even if you don't live in the United States, it's free shipping in the US for Sweetwater. So you can live in Germany if you want, and you can buy them from Sweetwater, use your credit card, they ship it to me for free. Of course, getting it to you is going to be a little bit more, but if you live within the United States, it's free shipping from Sweetwater to me. So you buy them for 112 bucks each one. I recommend a pair. And then they ship them to me for free to my P.O. box, which my information's in my description, so you can see my email and all my social media. And basically I'll upgrade the mics and then I'll send them back to you. So it's $250 a mic, and I'll cover the shipping and insurance for the mic and insurance for the upgrade back to you. So you don't have to pay. It's kind of a one-stop shop, and that's why I do that, because there are a slew of microphones that are really, really worthy to have these ribbons redone. But you got to look on Reverb, you got to look on eBay, you got to search for them. The hunt is always exciting, and so the hunt is always like the thrill of finding them. I'll be honest with you, these are on no one's radar. I think you could find these for like, you know, God, man, I 30 bucks, 50 bucks, maybe a pawn shop has them, um, for like close to nothing. But like I said, the reason I have people buy them brand new is because it's free shipping, it's super easy, and it's really cool to, just kind of get them shipped to you, and I can work on them. So these two, I don't know how many, if I'm going to be able to get to both of these today, but I'm going to try to get these started. So this is what they look like after I've worked on them. Before I work on them, I don't have any. Oh, do I have any around here? Maybe I do. Hold on a second. Hold it now. Okay. So here's one actually that's done, and this was in the blue. So if I take off this sticker, it just says MXL on it. This is the way they look like brand new out of the box. And what I've done is I've obviously take the body off, I coat them, I paint them, have this cool auto part paint color that's just green. It's ugly, but it's beautiful. So I do that in green, but that's what they look like coming out of the factory, minus my sticker. We have a normal one. Hold on. Hold it now. All right, here's a normal one. Okay, so this is one out of the factory. Okay, so that's what it looks like when you buy them. You buy them, they used to be 99, because you know why? Schnizzle manizzle, they're 112 now, still fucking affordable. I already did my first F-bomb. What's up, Zoe? Hey, Adela, thanks for saying hello. And, so these are ribbon mics. Hello, Emery. Singer from Nashville. These are super cheap ribbon mics you can buy from Sweetwater, which is close to you in Nashville. And you buy these, they used to be 99 bucks, now they're 112. And they're just ribbon mics. But I will say it's a perfect storm of a microphone. These are from China. But I've been doing ribbon mics for the drummer for the Foo Fighters. He was in Nine Inch Nails when I did his ribbon mics. Stella from War Paint, I've done her mics. I've gone over Daniel Lawaz. He's heard all my mics. I have a custom mic for him. My friend Gus, who's in Roger Waters' band, has my ribbon mics. A slew of studios all across California and now I guess the world. You know, a lot of people. So for a few years, I've been doing this more for my buds and my chicas when they want one. So they buy these. These are brand new. Nothing, I mean, believe me, no one's hunting these down except for the hundreds of people that have told about this and they've gotten these done. They're $100 mics basically, and I make them sound like $1,200 ribbon mics. Now, how do I do that? Because for all the last few years, all I've done was work on the actual ribbon inside. When you talk about Royer mics, which cost up to $1,400 to $2,800, these all have the same thing. They have a transformer and they have magnets and they have a ribbon. The ribbon departments of Royer, Bayer, Coles, it's serious departments. These mics that are all made in China, and it doesn't matter if you get a Pinnacle, a Fathead, Golden Age, they all have this inside. This is the Chinese transducer which holds the ribbon. Every single one does, except the larger Golden Age have a copy of a AEA R144, which is different than this one. But mostly every mic now that comes out, they come from China, the same factory or the same style. This is the transducer, which is no different. But the ribbon insides are where you really get all the magic. So this is what it looks like when you get it. That's what it looks like after. And what I do is basically cut the ribbon. So for instance, now I've already started these ones. I'm going to try to move through both of these today. I did one earlier today. I did an 80, which is a beautiful microphone, a larger ribbon. And I've already taken these apart. So I'm just taking off the bodies too. I've already painted them and that's why they're green already. I did like 10 or 12. And these are the last, I think I have a few more to send out. So these are the bodies. This is the actual microphone inside. All ribbon mics, they're kind of the same. They have a transformer and they have magnets, but they're not all created equal because like I mentioned, Royer, AEA, Coles, they spend a lot of time and actually money, quality control of the ribbons. Now, these just came from China, right off the boat, I'm assuming. I don't think they were flown in. I'm going to move these to the side. And I'll show you what I'm talking about as far as the difference in a high quality ribbon than a ribbon that you just get off the boat. That inside there is already wasted. See how it's all curvy? It's not supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be tight and straight through the middle. that is a good quality ribbon. This one is already sagging in the middle and it's a little bit damaged. Once again, they're only $100 mics. They're made for, you know, super easy, like, just plug them in. They're for the novice. But even the really expensive mics, they all have the same thing. They have a transformer and they have magnets, but the ribbon is what makes the difference. Now, this one looks a little bit better. Not as bad. Definitely the corrugation gets a little strange at the top, but this one would be decent. So bought at the same time, brand new out of the box. This one's wasted, this one's okay. But the ribbon quality, the corrugation, and what I'm going to add to these, for instance, if let's say, I don't know what the dBs would be, but if you were to check this mic and you were to check it at 0 on your, let's say you talked into it and you look at it, it goes into the red and it's at 0. Once I get done putting a ribbon in this, and just from the ribbon, you'll get at least 3 to 5 more dBs of sound. And I've heard it before on, like, let's say you run a cloud lifter on your ribbon mics. You plug these in on the drums, it's okay. Once I get done with them and they're louder, you'll hear something happen in your drum mics where you'll be like, holy fuck, that sounds amazing. And that's just across the board of what everybody feels when I do their mic. So once again, these are what they look like on the inside, and they're they're sticking each other because they're magnets. So let me see if I can get this one done, see if I can get it one and done. I'm a producer from Los Angeles. I actually have an artist coming in to mix later, and I'm just trying to get these done. I've got a little bit of a not a backload. I did, and I've already sent a bunch of mics out this weekend, and I've got a few more to do. The ones that were painted green, which I just started doing recently, because of the weather being a little weird here in California, and I'm sure I'm not saying that, not rubbing it in anyone's face. It hasn't been that hot. It's been kind of gloomy. When I painted them, it just took a little bit longer for them to really cure. So that was a little bit of a delay in the greenies. But after I do these last batch of greenies, I have a few more coming in. So that's exciting. Now I'm a producer who's making my own ribbon mics. I have my own company. It's called Original GravityWave Microphone Company. And crazy enough, I'm getting my prototypes back, at least the parts to put them together, within the next week. So that's going to be super exciting to finally have, after, I think it's been almost 4 years. I designed my first mic about 4 or 5 years ago, and I was a little naive, and I was just like, I'm not even lying. The first mic I made, I knocked it out of the ballpark. It was fucking sick. But what I didn't know is I just didn't have enough knowledge about ribbons. I actually had made a mic more like a Beyer 160. It was a double ribbon, and it sounded incredible. Now, real quick, these are screens I'm removing, but the screen is literally just to hold the ribbon in the mic. So you can see that it's all wavy, and it's just kind of like, even let me take this off. My finger, you can see my finger rubbing along the bottom of that. These screens aren't for sound. They're just literally to hold the ribbon in there. So when these became really laxed and like it's almost hanging out, like if you blow on it, you can almost see through the bottom. I mean, it's not doing anything. It's not good. This is not a good example. But the screen just holds it in, and it gives you basically longevity of the mic. So when you remove the screen, you need the screen. Even if I put my ribbons in it, I still put the screen back, because I don't know if someone hits it with a high sound pressure, the ribbon will hit the screen and come back and fall back into shape. So you do need the screen. But that's what they all look like. Those are magnets. This is called the transducer or the motor. And you have 2 wires coming. That is a negative, and the red one is a positive. You can see the red and the white. Red would be positive, and the white would be negative. It goes into the transformer, and there's the mic cable. This design of ribbon mics have been around since the 1930s. It's kind of caveman, but like I said about my own microphone, so I was designing it. I thought it was badass. I didn't know anything about mics, but I literally built an incredible mic. My own band is called the Chavez Ravine. If you look at some of my older videos and you hear this theme song come in, that's my band. And I play through a small amp. My band sounds heavy. So when I recorded my ribbon, the first one I made was on my small amp. I was just like, man, I'm so fucking rad. And then I put up on a Marshall, and it was annihilated. The casing that I used was handcrafted from metal I got from Home Depot. I didn't know anything about sound chambers, sound cavity, stylistically what the mic was. Like, this is a figure eight, and the mic that I was designing was a super cardioid. And the sound chamber of putting a supercardioid on a loud sound source, the body of the microphone did not handle the sound source. So it was my first time of going, oh fuck, I better learn as much as I can. So I had some buddies that were going to help me start my company. I told them, hold tight, motherfuckers. I need to learn everything I can about ribbons. So up until today, when you're watching me, I've been doing this for 3 to 4 years to learn as much as I can about ribbon mics. And when I talk about the perfect storm, that head basket is amazing. It's large, lets the sound move around it. This is perfect for a ribbon mic. So that's kind of like my story about that. But let me get to this. Let's see what I can do. So I'm going to take this mic. I'm going to replace the ribbon in it. I have 2 of them to do. But realistically for time, I think it's kind of redundant to watch me do 2. Let's just see if I can get through 1. And if you're even asking like, well, what's the big deal about ribbons? Well, you know, it's the difference between $1,400 and $5,500. I mean, I'm not even lying. It's fucking expensive for ribbon mics, and they're just a transformer, magnets, and a ribbon. All of them. Yeah, some of them have now active electronics where they put some electronics in here that make it louder. There's tube ones now, which once again has nothing to do with the ribbon. They're just making a tube, you know, whatever this is, electronics that are going to it's almost like a tube preamp for this. But the greatest mics in the world, it's literally a ribbon, magnet, and a transformer, and your voice. Frank Sinatra sang out of ribbon mics. So enough is enough with all the... Let's just get started here. So I'm going to get my light game going. It's a little bit off right now. Once again, these are just, I would always say $99 ribbon mics, but now they're $112. I wonder why. So this one I'm not selling. These are someone that has sent them to me, and they're having me replace the ribbons in them. And the ribbon I'm putting inside, so that's another thing too. Like, so what's the big deal about that? The ribbon I put inside is pretty much like a Royer. They're really resilient. Like, this probably has a 1.8 maybe. And they're really thin. And if you were to put this on a Marshall or a loud guitar, it's probably going to get ruined. But the ribbons that I put on the mic after will be resilient, should be able to take better sound pressure, will have better mids and highs, will have a tight low end, and it also would be a little bit more resilient. It's going to last longer. And, you know, if you're really going to put up on a loud rig, okay, you maybe could blow it, but just use a pop filter or something. I mean, ribbons, I mean, when you look at a ribbon, this is a ribbon from a ribbon mic. It's literally foil. It's foil that just in your hand, it breaks apart. That is what you're going to put on a loud instrument? No. Well, not this one, but mine after I get done with it. So yeah, this is almost like not, I mean, I corrugate ribbons all the time. This is just like really, it almost turns into like pixie dust. So yeah, it just, that's what the ribbon material is made out of right there. It's almost like, it's like gold leaf. You know, you can eat this probably. I don't think it's going to kill you. You're just going to poop it out. Yeah, that's it. So that ribbon mic, there it is. Ruined by Manny. Manny from LA. That's right. Okie dokie. So if you watch my videos, I produce wicked sick bands. I'm in a sick band. I'm making a microphone. And I'm trying to help all my buds out to do as many of these can before I'm going to stop doing these. Because I don't know how much longer. These take about, with all the time into this mic, could take 3 to 4 hours each mic. And in my life, I have a little bit of time right now. But I'm a studio owner. I'm working on a lot of cool records. I'm trying to finish up some cool records. I just cut a record If you want to look up Norm's Rare Guitars on YouTube. Michael Lemo is the manager there, but a really sick guitarist. I just did his new full-length record, and it's pretty fucking sick. So let me kind of add some. So I use rubbing alcohol for having the ribbon stick to the transducer. It's a 91%. I do have 99%, but what I come to find out when I do coals, which are fucking insane, I prefer them drying fast because once I set them, I want the ribbons to stay. But when you use like 91 instead of, I'm just actually cleaning this right now because I'm going to put some tape back on it. I just want it to be clean. And also because these are magnets, sometimes little pieces of metal will stick there, and just as me making sure that's not there, little stuff came off. I forgot what I was saying. I think I was saying it's Sunday. Why the fuck did I go live and decide I'm going to do a ribbon before a session? God knows when I get these ideas of grandeur and I start to do this and I'm like, oh fuck. What's going on, Manny? I could have been at the taco truck right now having a molita. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, so I wouldn't be like partying or anything. What else could I be doing? I could actually be having sushi right now. Total sushi. CJ, this is a ribbon microphone. It looks strange, very weird, but it's kind of unclothed, but if you put this on it and add the body to it, it looks like a microphone. But that's the inside. Alright, so I have to cut a ribbon for this, and got to make it resilient. It's got to last. So I'm going to bring this down because I have to measure the gap in it. And the gap is the distance between the magnets, and I have to cut a ribbon to fit in there. That's another thing. These gaps are usually 5 millimeters to 5.5. I think because these are just done wham bam thank you ma'am in China, and because the inconsistencies of this gap, because it goes from 5 millimeters to 4.90 up to 5.5 millimeters, it's just like constantly going in and out, either the magnets, the glue, if this is CC machined or hand done, who knows, but it's just inconsistent. So I got to measure each one. But I think because these come from China, they just put, like, if this is 5 millimeter, they'll put 4 millimeters in it all day. That's almost a millimeter gap between the ribbon. And the sound that I'm getting is the closest I put the ribbon to that gap, the better the mic sounds. So if you put a 4 millimeter in a 5 millimeter gap, that's almost a gap of sound you're losing. And I'll basically almost fill up the whole gap with the ribbon. Now I've increased the volume. So it's not like black magic or something. It's just literally, you know, getting the ribbon closer to the magnets. The magnet, the positive and the negative, are going to run to the transformer. The ribbon vibrating is going to turn that into electricity, into sound. It goes out the mic, and that's black magic, actually. Not corrected. It is black magic. Holy smokes. Okay, let me get a drink of my Pellegrino. Hold on. I'm getting a drink of this. I know it's dark because once I get about halfway down the bottle, I spike it with pure cane cherry soda. I know. It's the devil's drink. Holy smokes, that's good. All right. Also, if you want to support the channel, everybody says hit the like button and subscribe. If you really want to help me out, below the description, I believe there's a little thanks icon. You can buy me a cup of coffee. How about that? I like that. Or a Pellegrino. Or even better, you can become a member. I have 7 members here that I know all their names. And I do videos that I showcase just for those members. And you can become a member of this if you dig it. I have some stuff regarding my band that's coming up that's going to blow people's minds. So if you want to become a member, definitely check it out. You don't have to. Like it, watch it. I mean, this is also a tutorial if you're thinking about working on ribbon mics. I'm one to tell you, go for it. So I'm not saying that I'm doing anything here that's fucking crazy or extra special. Like everyone else, I just started doing this and I really loved it. So you look at me making the gap, it's like about 5'10". That's pretty good. Oh, there it goes. Go back. All right, 5'10". 5'10" it is. So now I got to cut a ribbon to put into the microphone. And that has to be corrugated. This is my corrugating device. Okay, so let me get my special schnizzle manizzle and let's try to set the gauge on this so I can cut a ribbon. Hold 1 second. All right. All right. So I need to now cut a ribbon out of aluminum foil, which is high grade aluminum. I guess there's different, well, there has to be different grades of aluminum because some of these older mics that I've done that were shipped from China, the aluminum started to almost rust and discolor, which is strange. And I don't know if that's the impurity, but these are all, every one of these sheets, this is part of a larger sheet. Let's see if I can get it out here. This is what the foil looks like. So I cut that and put that in the microphone. These sheets, the larger ones, are about $100. That's very expensive for that. So even when I get down to this, I'm like, I don't want to just waste it. So I call it one and done. Luckily enough, most of the time you see me do mics, I get one ribbon cut and done. The mics that I have the most failure in are Cole's microphones because they're a fucking bitch. The foil, this is 2.5 in thickness. The foil in Cole's is 0.6, which is like you're cutting air. So when you saw me crumple that, that was probably 1.8. And it's still enough to where if I touch it, crumples and gets messed up. Coals are like, if you look at it, I've ruined a whole sheet by laying it down. I was being really careful, and the wind had come under it as I laid it down, and half the foil got ruined. So, yeah, coals are a motherfucker, but I love them. And one of the few mics I fully would say, you think if you put a 2.5 ribbon that would be thicker, it would be nice to put in a Coles, but I don't think they sound as good. I think intentionally they were made with the thinner ribbon, and I will say I think they should be replaced. It's the only microphone that I don't claim that I can make sound better because I think they should sound like the way they originally did. The only other mic in the world that I feel that confident about where I'd not want to change the sound or make it better are AEA R88s. They're fucking incredible. And I would just say, I know I'm good, but like that's optimum. You can't get any better than those two microphones. So that's what I'm saying, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, wise guy? Wise girl? All right. I think I lost everyone now. No one's watching me. Has anybody bought me a coffee or a Pellegrino? I'm like a Pellegrino whore. What is up with that? I really go on Instagram, I mean on YouTube, and I'm like, can anyone buy me a coffee? Please. I'm parched. I'm not. I have this big old bottle here, and this is making my day. You know what I'm saying, man? All right, let's get to this motherfucker. I got shit to do. I got a guy coming down. Barry's coming down. Bloodberry, or the Baron. He's coming down, and I have to. His record's done. We tracked it. I mixed it, and he's got to come down to prove some little things he wants changed in him. And one thing about, I mean, it sounds fucking unreal. And so his changes are more like, I think he wanted to, there was a song that had a really, really long outro. And I think he wants to cut it down, which I'm definitely for. And there may be, I think he said there was a lyric he was unsure about. And I guess we'll have to Sherlock Holmes at and find out what the word is and what happened and what did he say and were there any options we can use instead. But I'm hoping this goes easy. I don't know if I have enough patience for a really brutal mixing, like, approval session, but with Barry, it's always been fucking awesome with him. I've known Barry for a long time. When I mean long, is I'm 60 years old. I knew Barry when I was like 21, maybe. So it's been a minute. So I'm at 30 minutes and 27 seconds. I still don't have this fucking ribbon cut. What is going on here? You know what's going on? It's fucking Sunday. And we should all be at the movies having a hot dog or some popcorn. If you're vegan, obviously you got to sneak your vegan wiener in there. But that was not sexual. That just means some people don't like meat. And they're not eating the hot dog. So bring your own hot dog in. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I got to cut this. Now I made a new ribbon razor blade. I'm scrambled eggs today. I keep on calling this a magnet. It's a razor. And maybe I'm just fucking mentally disturbed. Why did I want to go live and do this? Why? Okay, I'm gonna cut the ribbon now. When I'm quiet, I'm tripping balls. That's all I gotta say. Let's see. Skate rotor. Yo, Manny, I've got an R144 that I'd love to have you mod, but I kind of want to hang and watch and learn. I'm down. San Diego, fuck yeah. You know what? You can take the Amtrak from San Diego up to Union Station, and then you take the train into East Los. It's about maybe 6, 7 stops, and you could meet up and we can get some fish tacos. And we can do that deal. Maybe even if you bring it up, we can, depending on when or what you want to do, or maybe the best is you can send me your microphone and then I'll get it done. And then probably the next day or so, you can come up on the train and we'll grab some food or some sushi close by in Little Tokyo or by the studio. And I can hand over your microphone. I think that sounds like a fair deal, Mr. Skater Schneider. All right, so yeah, this is an R144. If you do a mic with me, and you get as of the current state of my making microphones, you will get, your microphone will turn into a green meanie. That's what your mic's going to look like when we're done. I mean, obviously, we're working on it right now. But yeah, man, hit me back. In my description is my email and also my social media. You can hit me up on that. I would probably suggest, oh, I lost it. Where did it go rolling to? Hold on a second. I just had a rolling, where did it go? You ever heard that where something just disappears in the abyss? I don't know where it went. I'll find it. Not too hard to miss a green part for this microphone. But yeah, what you'll have to do is you definitely have to send the mic up to me for sure. It takes about 4 hours, and plus I'm going to paint it, so that's going to take a day or so for it to dry and cure and make sure it's really dried up. But yeah, send me a message and we'll figure that out. Best to send me an email, because I've been recently trying to, I tell everybody to contact me everywhere, and I end up having to go to 2 Instagrams and then my Facebook and then my email and then my text message. And it's just like, holy shit, there's an easier way to do this. How about you keep it all in one place? So I'm just like, okay, send me an email, which my email isn't in the description, and I'll give you my phone number and you can text me and we can score it out what we got to do. But yeah, man, if you come up, you can drive up, you can come see my studio, and I think you're gonna be really happy with this, you know. So I'm gonna corrugate it now, and this is part of, I don't want to say the magic of it, but this is the difference. Oh, dude, look it, we got here, man. I got a 20 spot. That means from Skater Rotor, he's coming up to give a mic, and it looks like you got me. I think you got me a case of Pellegrino, dude. It's like 18 bucks. You just bought me a case of Pellegrino. And when I have my next one, I'm gonna let you know, man. How fucking cool. Holy smokes, you just got me again. That's 2 cases of Pellegrino. Are you sure you didn't make a mistake, man? I can refund you that extra 20, man. You fucking done me up. Thank you. Thank you. That's insane. Well, then I guess the fish tacos are on me, brother. You come up in LA, I'll take you to my fate. You have a choice of tamales. We got some fish tacos. Little Tokyo isn't far for some amazing sushi. And actually, there's a wicked Italian restaurant not too far from where I live that I gotta say, if you like some ribeye steak, salmon pasta, sounds like a date, but I'm just saying, just on a professional level, thank you so much. I got your dinner when you come up here, that's for sure. That was fucking awesome. I don't think no one's ever done that. In my whole time being here, I think I got 20 bucks one time, but no one has ever just like doubled up on me, man. That's like blackjack. You just went like, you know what, bro? Let's get, and the dealer's like giving you the dealer just dealt you out like an ace, and you're like, you know what, man? I'm doubling up. And then you just get that 21. You know what I'm saying? Oh, dude, thank you, man. So you checked out my band. That's so sick, man. I appreciate that. Well, I'll tell you what. If you can, you've already given me some money, man. I'll got you your dinner. If you can become a member here, I'll get you back your 5 spot when you buy the mic. We'll talk about that. If you become a member here, I got something you're really gonna love regarding my band. I can't even say it yet, but it's super fucking sick, And I'm gonna share a video here of a breakdown of one of our new songs. But it's not just, everybody always has their something very special or no, this is really fucking epic. One of the, well, I'll just kind of hint to it. One of the greatest singers that I've just been in love with, their voice, sang on one of my band songs. It happened about, I think now is about a year ago. And it just got mastered in Nashville. And we have the final, and I'm going to premiere a video for the song. And I'm going to do a breakdown. And I'll do just members only. If you're a member here, I'm going to do like the first week before it comes out, or first few days before it comes out, I'm going to do an exclusive thing for my buds and my people here that have supported me, like you. Thank you so much. They supported me as an artist. And that's weird to say. I don't have another job except making records. And now doing ribbon mics has been something I really love doing, and I make my own ribbon mic company, and I'm going to have my own ribbons. But to be an artist, to wake up every day where every ounce of, oh, you got it. Yeah, he's a member. We have 8 members now. Skate Rotor's part of the crew now. Usually there's about a bunch of cats that dial in here that are from the members, but some of them are actually 3 of them are in England. So tomorrow they're probably going to see this video and they're going to be like, what? Oh, shoot. Hey, man, C14s. Yeah, man, I hope I sent you an email back regarding that, man. And that's super fucking cool. And I hope you dug that. Those have 2 ribbons in them. So for both of those mics, that's 4 ribbon mics in one. But I gave you a deal for that if you got it, man. But yeah, man, it's like, so yeah, the memberships, man, and I appreciate you writing me. That's actually, whatever, man. He actually wrote me, and he has these sick mics that are called CR14s. I've done one here, I believe, and they basically have 2 ribbons in them, but they're one microphone. They're fucking insane. And they're totally fucking legit. They sound amazing, and they're really unique. I only know of Oh god, there's a mic called a Titan, I think what it's called. And I want to say CAD makes it. It's the only other mic like that. And for drums, it's fucking massive. It's literally two ribbons in one transducer. If you can imagine like his microphone, if you can imagine this with an extra one next to it. So you have one ribbon here, one ribbon here, but the positive comes up to here and is split to there, and then the negative, and it's so crazy because it's like adding a really massive area for the sound to hit it. But that's the inside of those mics, and I'll be honest with you, man, I know they're expensive to get them, but a lot of times I don't think people know that there's two ribbons inside. And that's the factor too, like you don't know about it and you send them, and I'm like, and now I can tell people like, hey, before you send it to me, I gotta let you know, like this is one ribbon that I'm doing now, but that microphone is like basically doing two microphones in one. So it's not necessarily a bitch, it's just more time consuming. But I will say I dig those microphones and they sound really good. The last one I did was maybe about a month ago. I'm pretty sure I did a thing here or on my Instagram. Yeah, man, at least you know. Yeah, see, that's where I recommend them for drums. Now, here's the thing. And I'm speaking to whatever man. He's actually going to be sending me up a microphone. Um, since you're really familiar with it, when you get this mic back, you're going to trip out. It's going to be louder, and you're going to hear way more low end and mids and highs. I'm not toting because like I'm saying I'm good at this. I am good at this because I've taken about 4 years of my life to learn about ribbons. But how cool is that? That I can go buy a mic for $100 something or $200. And then once I get done with it, it's going to sound like a $1,400 mic. I mean, that's the difference. Do we all? I don't have fucking 1,400. I don't have $3,000 for a pair of Coles, but you can buy an R44 for 112 bucks, buy another one for 112, have me upgrade it, and now you sound like a fucking god. That's the difference, totally. All right, so, and one of the things I'll share right now, every time you see someone do these ribbon mics, you'll never see them put the put the ribbon in the raw, because you saw how fast it deteriorated. My ribbons, ooh, my ribbons are pretty resilient. And I'm so confident in the resilience of them that I put them in without paper. Paper protects them from getting ruined. The only company that does it like this that I know of is Royer. And that's where I got my inspiration from when I made this. Well, I made these. And they're different gears. And I made them so the pressure was like Royer's. And so when you see me make the ribbon, which is right here, they're not made like I would say 99% of other people that make the ribbons. They wouldn't even dare do that because they would rip. And that's how strong the mics are. I mean, when I make them, the ribbons are strong. You just saw it. I just did that without, and it was so funny. Only one guy in all the times of me doing these videos ever said, hey, how come you're not using paper? And I was like, oh, fuck. He noticed. Usually people don't notice. Hold on a second. I've got to stretch the ribbon right now. Now I'm going to stretch the ribbon. Now, what does that mean? I think when I talked about the ribbons coming from China and they're fucked up already, because they don't stretch them. I think they're like wham bam, thank you, ma'am. They get the ribbons done, and they install them without stretching them. And the first time they're on the boat or traveling or the boxes get dropped, the ribbons get stretched out and they're kind of ruined. So if you watch Royer, which I'm giving you my influence of, they stretch the ribbon. So I'm going to stretch this one. You can feel it. For me, I feel it like it's crazy. It's not breaking. That's how strong it is, but I can feel it stretch. And once it's stretched, you relax the tension in it. All metal when you cut it, even like car engines or even capsules, they put a bunch of holes in brass capsules. They have to bake them after because it releases the tension of the metal. And instead of it being fucked up and breaking, it reduces that tension. So when I relax that ribbon, what I'm doing is by the time I install it and I've already stretched it out, um, the ribbon's going to last longer. And that's the factor that I think a lot of the Chinese companies like Cascades, Pinnacles, Golden Age, MXLs are getting better and better. They're more and more like this one out of two, one was kind of bad, but I used to get them and like both of them were bad. So they are getting better. But the difference is what you just saw me do with the ribbon, the way I make it. No other companies do that except Royer. And because I'm putting like a Royer-esque ribbon inside these cool mics, Royers are really small, tubular, and they change the sound because of there's not a lot of air that goes around it. These ones have these massive cages, and when I put a Royer ribbon in one of these, that's where you get the love. That's where you get the tone. So I'm kind of giving away the secret about it, but that's what I'm sharing. And this is also a tutorial. I'm not saying that no one can do this. If you want to fucking cut ribbons, it's fucking expensive. My whole setup that's all around me is probably a few $1,000s of just, foils and tools and things I needed to buy just to get to the point where you watch me just cutting this ribbon. And even buying the gears for that, I would go to this place and raid this kind of like a thrift store for electronics, and I would raid them for all these parts. And I made my first ribbon out of like, it was probably close to $1,200, $1,500 of parts I would buy, not knowing what the fuck I'm doing, to try to figure out how to make a ribbon. So when I finally made my ribbon, that's when I mean even my wife could not believe it because I got the mic and I talked into it, and she's like, her eyes bugged out. She's like, "Did you just make that?" And I was like, "I sure did." Oh, and let's get back to some real OGs here. If you want to add Ulf, ULF, his YouTube's called Hoborec, Hoborec, like recording, Hoborec. His video, if you look back about 5 years ago, he had a video called How to Make a Ribbon Mic. He's the guy that I saw on YouTube. And that's why when I do these tutorials, I hope someone sees this. And in 3 years from now, they write me and they fucking can kick my ass on making ribbons because they were inspired by this. So to me, it's about handing down the knowledge. And I'm not even fucking around. Like, I know I asked you guys, buy me coffee and all that shit. But I'm fucking serious, man. I've been fucking recording for 30 years. And now that I'm making ribbon mics, I'm passionate about it. But Hoborek Ulf, he's from Sweden. He's actually when he comes into LA for NAM or AES, we go out and we have breakfast. He's vegan, so we'll go to my favorite place, Nick's Cafe. We'll get him a meal. Um, let me see right here. Let's see. In the Dead Sky, he's got a question. Manny, have you messed around with electroharmonics ribbons? Well, I'll tell you this much, man. Electroharmonics ribbons are Russian ribbons, and Russian ribbons are my favorite ribbons on earth. They're octavas, probably, and they just rebrand them for electroharmonics. And I've done all the Russian mics, and I will say I love them. So I've not done electroharmonics, but I've done all the octavas, even the 80s octavas and some of the 90s octavas, which are ribbon mics. I will say they probably sound pretty badass because they do love octavas. But after you put a good ribbon in them, that is the only thing that suffers, even in the Russian octavas. If you the tensions in those ribbons and the inconsistencies, and that electroharmonics is probably has a few things that is, if you got 10 of them, they're all going to sound slightly different. But if you have someone like me, or if you send them off to someone that's reputable that repairs ribbons, you can get those to sound pretty fucking great. I'm pretty positive. So let me get this going. I got the Baron coming, or Barry Blood. He's going to be showing up. His name already sounds scary, but he's not. He's mixing a record with me, so I was trying to get 2 of these mics out before Barry came, but I think I'm going to only have time to get this one down. So I'm going to install the ribbon in this microphone. I've already measured it. And give me a second. I'm tripping balls, just to let you know. Oil. I think it's too much alcohol dripped on this. Son of a bitch. Dry up for a second. It's not over yet. Don't count me out. Dog on that, son of a bitch. Looked. Hold on a second. Holy cows, holy cows. Hold on a second. Life isn't over. I'm gonna do some little trickery here. Some Manny trickery. I don't really show people do this, but we're in a moment. I got a little bit of life on this ribbon. If I can get this in, you can't do this twice, but you can do this once. And I'm gonna try once. Come on, motherfucker. Oh shit. Look on me yet. Roll over till it's over. I'll cut another fucking ribbon, but let's see if I can get this one to really work for me. Hold on. Holy cow, Batman. Did it. That was a quick little, you know what I'm saying, man? That was a little wham bam thank you, ma'am, on that mic. I mean, that ribbon. Let me see if I can install this a little bit better this time. I know what it is. I may have to do this one again. That's the other thing too, is I don't, even though you see me doing this, if there's something wrong with the mic and it doesn't sound good, I'll fucking do it again. No big deal. This is what I think is happening, just to let you know. I cut these ribbons so they're as close as I can to the magnet. When I measured this out, this was at, I think it was 510. When I got down to the bottom, it was like 8. They change in the thickness. So when I cut it really close to the ribbon. So when I installed that right now, the reason I think it got weird the first time I put it in is because I think the gap was, I think it goes from high, it goes wider to smaller, or I'm sorry, smaller to wider. So when I cut the gap, that probably fit here perfect. As it went into the top, it wouldn't sit right. And that's how close I'm cutting them. I'm cutting them to where there's like almost no room, and that's the way you got to do it. So this is not a one and done. Manny, you're gonna have to fucking get your schnizzle out, and you're gonna have to do it again. So let me cut this one more time. Let's see if I can get this fucking banged out. So I'm gonna cut this ribbon one more time. Not this ribbon, but going to cut the foil one more time. Whenever I have a new sheet, which this is a new sheet, I've got to make a cut to take off a little bit of the edge because I want to make sure there's a straight edge here. Okay. Even though I don't do drugs, I can be considered straight edge. Drink. I do have a case of Pellegrino coming, thanks to my homie. Okay. Now I need to put the, I measure the gap out, and I think I just cut it really close to the ribbon, too close. And it was snagging on the top. So it doesn't even matter if I would have redone it again or whatever. I just think it was going to fail anyways. That's why I just threw it away. Even though I hate wasting foil like that, it was not going to fit in there. And because I corrugated it twice, it loses a little bit of its magic if you've got to do that. I mean, more than twice, and that just, you know, twice is it. And if that doesn't work, then you're just going to have to throw it away. All right, so let's get my... Where's my pin at? Okay, let's do this. My contact information, if you look in the description of this, you'll see like what this is called, Manny Budget Mic Ping. In the description, you go down to the bottom, and I think the last thing is my email. I also believe I put in my Instagram is Manny's Mic Locker on IG. My company is called OGMC. The original GravityWave microphone company, OGMC. You can find me there. But I do believe I posted my email. My email, if you can't find it, is Distortionfelix, like distortion box, and then like Felix the cat, all one word, at yahoo.com. You can write me in. That's my forever email. You can say hey. But I do believe I put it in the description, or when this video is done, I'll double check it and make sure that it's there for you. Yeah, man, my email is the best. And also, yeah, Octavis, man. I fucking love Octavis. Octava 19 is one of my favorite ribbon mics. Alright, so let's see here. Just, I guess I could say something else. I don't know what else to say. Fuck yeah, I guess. Fuck yeah. This off. Alrighty. That's better. Okay, I think this one is a little bit, it's gonna fit it. Give me 1 second. So I gotta corrugate it again. Put out my little corrugator. Give me 1 minute here. Gotta remove it from the schnizzle manizzle. Hold on. It's like a fucking ordeal. When I do these live, I mean, you know, I can only preempt it so much. And ribbon mics, I mean, I know a lot of guys and a lot of companies, you have to cut a lot of ribbons. Like, it's usually the ratio when you install ribbons is like, you know, you got to cut like 4 or 5 to get one mic done. I'm really good, and if you look at all my videos, I almost get it all the time, one and done. But every now and then, man, I'll reach, you know, got to do it 2 or 3 times, and that's okay. It's more about the quality than the quantity. And I don't send out microphones unless they sound fucking ridiculous. So even if I cut the ribbon and I feel weird about it, like when I get done with the YouTube, I'll still test it. And if I test it and I feel like there's something in there that can make it better, I don't like the way the ribbon looks, I'll absolutely just cut another ribbon. Just what you saw me do right now is what I do constantly. And because I have a studio and I've got ATCs, I got Wally Hider APIs, Neves. My playback system is probably about $6,000 to $7,000 of just what I'm listening to gear. So I have, when I check something, it's not like I plug it into a Mackie or a Behringer through some KRKs, even though KRKs are cool. I check it through ATCs, and that tells me really quick if I got it. And that's why I use Top Gear. I'm a producer, and doing ribbons really helps me because I can fine tune them and learn my art. So I'm just corrugating this really quick. Don't come around. Curiosity. I was either told or read something about stories of ribbon microphones standing up as opposed to laying down. Yes, longer ribbons, you have to hang them up. Like R88s, RD4s, RCA 44s, 77s. They all have massively long ribbons, and you gotta hang them or they go bad. These microphones too are pretty big. I would probably keep these ones. Are okay to lay down because the tension isn't that strong. But 44s, 77s, longer ribbon, bigger ribbons, they should be that way because they will sag, and when they sag, they lose their sonic ability to sound good. And that's the biggest reason why when I do these upgrades, I do better tension in the ribbon because that alone keeps the ribbon in the center of the magnet. And that is always what you want, is you want the ribbon that's in the center of the magnet, and that's basically, you get the optimum sound. So I'm stretching out the ribbon because I just cut it. And this is something, like I said, this is what Royer does. You stretch it out, it relaxes it because there's a lot of attention. It's getting my attention. It has a lot of tension when you cut them. And you want to take out that tension, and that's why I believe the mics that you get from China are always ruined, because I think it's like wham bam thank you ma'am. I think they cut the ribbons, they install them, and they haven't been stretched out. And once again, if you saw me do that, I don't use paper to corrugate them. Everything you'll see on corrugating them, you got to use paper or your ribbons are going to get shredded. But I made my own gears, and I filed them down until they're perfect, and my ribbons don't get tore up. But by doing that, I get a better corrugation because I don't have paper between the gears. I have the actual aluminum hitting the gears, and that is the optimum sound quality, I think. And that's why I think my ribbons sound better. I just gave you my secret. I don't cut them with paper. There it is. If you look at every other person cutting ribbons, they have paper, and I don't cut them with paper because I'm a weirdo. Motherfucking weirdo. Okay, let's go. Come on. Come on for daddy right now. Just fall in there, please. All right. See, that looks better. I think I cut this one pretty good. We'll see. Right now, we'll see. That looks killer. That's what it's supposed to look like. So if you remember what it looked like before to what it looks like now, that is optimum ribbon between the mic, and I love that. But I have to check it in the light to make sure it is centered. Fuck yeah. All right, now that that's centered, I haven't tensioned it yet because I need to lock in this side, because that's the scary part. That's where I start tripping balls. When I have to put in this one to lock it in, I don't want the ribbon to move because I've got it perfectly centered. And I believe it's going to allow me to be able to put the right amount of tension in it. I think I'm like the ribbon whisperer. I can just look at this shit. I know if it's fucking wrong. Like that guy with the dog and the chihuahuas and shit. Chihuahuas are like biting people's kneecaps off, and he goes up to there, he gets bit one time, but he's like, fuck you. You're gonna obey me. And that's what I do to ribbons. I said, oh yeah, you're gonna fuck with me? Guess what? I'm fucking with you. And you're gonna look good, and you're gonna sound good. So anyways, I know I'm talking shit. But I am good at this. I can't admit that. I mean, if I'm hanging out with Daniel Lavoie and he's listening to my ribbon mics, you don't just fucking go over to Daniel Lavoie's house unless you're ready to fucking throw down some fucking tonnage. And I am. I got a microphone I'm making for him right now. Steve Albini has one of these. He had one. God rest his soul. I love Steve. Kim Deal has one. He used it on her last record. My bass player Mondo is in Kim Deal's band. So when he flew out to Chicago to record with Steve and Kim, I gave Steve a mic and I gave Kim Deal a mic. And actually, before he passed, I talked to him on the phone. He said he really loved the mic. It was awesome. He used it with Kim. And then at Electrical Audio, his studio, Greg Norman had saw the mic in the mic locker. And he wrote me and said that they had used it on the drums. And he says it was really impressive. So, yeah, you know, I this is all cute and dandy and I'm talking shit, but I do care. I do care. So as you can tell, I'm just kind of pulling it down and then locking it under, pulling it down, locking it under. So that looks pretty good. So I just kind of tensioned it. I don't think it's center. Hold on. Let me check it up in the light. Hold on. Yep. It's kind of in the center of the magnet, not leaning one side or the other. And yeah, that looks fucking beautiful. I mean, that looks almost as pretty as my eyes. You know what I'm trying? Yes, I am building a flux capacitor, and it's going to take me into the future. And what does the future hold for me? The future holds 2 fucking cases of Pellegrinos, thanks to my homie from San Diego. That's what my future has. What do you think about that? Thank you for asking. This is a ribbon microphone, and that little piece of foil in the middle is what makes the sound. And if you want to know what is a ribbon microphone and who used it, Frank Sinatra. All the old, and the Wizard of Oz, all the sound you heard from the Wizard of Oz was ribbon microphones. One battery is dying here. Let me plug it in. I don't want it to die in the middle of my flux capacitor extraordinaire. Thank you, CH, for even piping in and spreading the knowledge of the flux capacitor knowledge. Looks like one. It looks like something on the back of a DeLorean. I don't know. The ribbon microphone technology has been around since the 1920s and 30s. And like I said, the Wizard of Oz was done with ribbon mics. Telefunken, which was in Germany, I think may have come out with one of the earliest ribbon mics. So it could be German or Austrian. I don't know. I should know that. But I know I worked on one of the oldest ribbon mics, which was the Telefunken. And I'm not sure of the origin of that. I don't think the US made the ribbon first. I think maybe the Germans did. And it's weird that we switched because then RCA made the ribbons and then Telefunken made the tube mics. There you go. All right, as I say, that's all she wrote. This mic is officially done. When it is done, it will look like this. So this is the mic you get from Sweetwater. Doesn't come like this, but I paint it like this. They're $112. They're a perfect storm of a mic. And that ribbon looks so great. And you buy these for 112 bucks. Sweetwater is free shipping in the US. So they ship it to me. I give you my PO box and you get my information from in the description. And then these are $250 a mic, and I pay for the shipping back to you. I insure it for 112, and I insure it for $250 a mic on my end. So at that point, you can't really go wrong. No, I wish it was powder coated. I'm like old school. This is like some automotive paint I have that I buy, but I gotta use a spray. I have a little sprayer. It's not the greatest. But once again, yeah, contact me if you want these. I don't recommend going to like Musician's Friend or Amazon, because people that have done that, because it's a little bit cheaper, they show it that it's in stock and then you buy it and then they say it's not in stock. And then you end up having to go to Sweetwater, you buy two, and then suddenly, oh, we got them now, we've shipped them out, and then you got four. You got four mics. So anyways, that's what they look like after. I love these microphones. I can't tell you enough on how cool these are and how good they sound. These are MXL R144s. Hit me up. And these microphones for producers, and that's basically what's going on inside. That looks fucking so sick. It looks way better than it did when it came. That ribbon inside is done like a Royers ribbon. You saw me handle it. You saw me handle it with no paper. I corrugated it. Usually these ribbons would just get shredded. And because they don't, it's because I made my gears right. I made my gears proper. So I looked into this and I perfected this. So you're not just getting some clown that's just telling you to send him some money and I'm going to put a new ribbon in it. I fucking care. And are they, a question really quick, are they good for vocals? Yes. I mean, Frank Sinatra, you know. I would use a pop filter on these. Just put a pop filter in front. If you're going to scream into this mic, the sound pressure can really blow them out. But if you're singing in, you would sing straight. And then when you would yell off to the side. So you go, hey, and then I'm going to sing normal, and then hey, and then you move off it. The Beatles used to do that. So you just have to use good mic. I don't know if that'd be etiquette or whatever that would be called. Yeah, so there you go. Whitney Houston, no. I think she would destroy this mic, but thank you for inquiring. Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you guys. Make sure you add me as a if you want to add to my membership. If you want to buy me a coffee or a Pellegrino, and there's a thank you icon underneath the description. You can buy me one. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Happy Sundays.